Hey guys, so I thought I'd dress appropriately for the occasion. And I also wanted to start off just with the word sonder. Now, that's the official word for the realization that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and complex as your own. I think the fact that there's a verb word for it just goes to show how difficult it is to comprehend the idea that everyone is going through something. I mean, each and every one of you have your own fears, thoughts, worries, aspirations. Not that you guys don't already know this, having said fears, thoughts, worries, and aspirations. But as people, I think especially as graduating high school seniors, is as prevalent as ever. And that's not to say that you're self-centered or supposed to sound self-centered in a sense. It's just that it's easy to get wrapped up in your own mind. It's easy to feel isolated sometimes, thinking you're the only person in the world or at Costa or in this classroom that feels a certain way. But I can promise you you're not. Somewhere there's someone going through the exact same thing you are, thinking they're alone in that too. And that's the crazy thing about high school, is that while we may resent the fact that we're forced to show up 5 days a week and take classes we may or may not be interested in, it's quite honestly shaped us into who we are today. Or at least I can confidently say that about myself, as cheesy as that sounds. The people we've surrounded ourselves with have shaped us into who we are, and the people we've become is something to be proud of. I have my friends, most of whom I met at the school, to thank for most everything good in my life, especially the person I've become. I honestly can't imagine where I'd be without them, or who I'd share all the good times and, of course, the bad times with. I look back at my freshman self and can't believe how much has changed. And again, that's not to say that there won't be more changes to come. In fact, this next step in our lives is probably going to be some of the most intense change we've experienced. But at least for me, it gives me some solace to know, and not to purposely quote High School Musical, but that we're all in this together. I think Thoreau was onto something when he talked about how every person, every decision affects something else with this whole ripple in the pond analogy. Because while something may seem insignificant to you, to someone else it may seem like the end-all be-all. Accomplishments and success are extremely arbitrary, and it'd be rudimentary to assume there's a universal standard for it, because there most definitely is not. The most you can do is keep an open mind about yourself and others, because again, you have no idea what could be going on in someone else's life. Now, I like to play the what if game a lot. I like to wonder, what if I didn't have a twin sister? Or what if I hadn't moved to Manhattan Beach? Or what if I had a healthy sleeping schedule? Or what if I didn't procrastinate my work? And the list goes on. But making up scenarios in my head won't make my sister any less annoying when we're fighting, and it won't help me stay awake during the school day, and it won't get my homework done. And that's something high school has taught me, is that if you want something to change, you have to do it yourself. Now, that's not to say you have to do it alone, but however you can, you have to try for something, because it's most definitely not going to fall in your lap. I think it's honestly a privilege that we're entering the adult world in such a trying time, because that means that we can use our influence and power for good and actually be a part of the change. We've already experienced so much of it that what's to say we can't handle more. Now, nothing about our senior year has been cliche. I know you guys know this, but nevertheless, we've gotten through it, and that's worth celebrating. Our moment may not seem the same as years prior or what we've been expecting for the last 4 years, but that doesn't make it any less our moment nonetheless. So congratulations, class of 2020. We did it.